Today we're diving into something that's, well, pretty critical and on a lot of people's minds: household preparedness. We're going to look at what's happening around the world and break down exactly what it means to get ready for what could be a pretty unstable time. So let's just jump right in.
The analysis we're looking at really kicks things off with this huge question. It's direct, it's a little unsettling, and it's probably a thought that's crossed your mind lately. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack what a global transformation could actually mean for you, for me, for all of us, in real, practical terms.
And look, this isn't just some vague, abstract fear. The analysis points to very specific hotspots that have experts really worried, especially the escalating tensions in the Middle East. The big concern here is that a conflict that seems localized could spiral out of control really fast, pulling in other major world powers.
So, why should a conflict thousands of miles away matter to you? Well, here's why. It all comes down to the potential impacts. Our world is so incredibly interconnected. A major conflict can instantly mess with the shipping lanes that we rely on for basically everything, causing gas prices to skyrocket and making it really hard to find essential goods on the shelves.
And this is the thing, right? We've seen this movie before. As this quote reminds us, history shows that this kind of instability almost never stays put. What starts in one corner of the world almost always sends shockwaves across the entire globe, hitting economies and families thousands of miles away.
Let's just trace that ripple effect for a second, because it's laid out perfectly here. It all starts with a conflict. That conflict then triggers massive economic disruption. And the final ripple? That's the one that hits you right at home, in the form of empty store shelves and prices for everything just climbing and climbing.
Okay, so hearing all this, it's easy to feel a little panicked. But this brings us to a really crucial distinction, a fork in the road for your mindset. You can go down the path of alarmism, which is all about fear and panic. Or you can choose preparedness, which is a proactive response that's rooted in wisdom and just plain old responsibility.
And that's the key, really. We need to reframe this whole idea. The source material encourages us to stop thinking about preparedness as, hoarding or being paranoid. Instead, think of it like an insurance policy. It's a practical, smart buffer you build to protect your family from all the chaos out there, making sure they're secure even when the systems we count on are under stress.
So, what does this insurance policy actually look like? Well, here's a clear, tangible goal: having a 1-year supply of essential items. Yeah, 1 year. It's a serious benchmark, but it's what's suggested to make sure your household is truly insulated from major disruptions.
Now, I know, a 1-year supply sounds like a lot. It can feel pretty daunting. But this is your blueprint. It boils down to 4 key pillars. You've got your long-term storage foods like grains and beans, a good variety of canned goods, a reliable way to filter water, and of course, a well-stocked kit of essential medical supplies. These are the absolute cornerstones.
And here's a pretty stark reminder of why you've got to act on this now. The time to get all this stuff is before a crisis hits. Because once those shelves are empty, these items, they're not just conveniences anymore. They become absolute necessities for your family's health and survival.
Okay, so you get the why and you get the what. But what about the how? How do you actually start? Well, it's laid out here in 3 simple, totally manageable steps. First, just start small. Seriously. Just add a few extra cans or a bag of rice to your grocery cart each week. Second, build up your stocks systematically over time. No need to do it all at once. And third, stay informed. Knowing what's going on in the world is a huge part of staying ready.
As we start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with this thought. It's a really powerful and, honestly, empowering statement. We can't control what happens on the world stage, but we absolutely can take real, concrete steps to control our own security. It's about taking back a little bit of that control in a world that feels pretty uncertain.
And that really brings us to the final question, the one you have to ask yourself. Being prepared isn't about being scared. It's about making a choice. It's a decision to be a provider, to be a protector for your family, no matter what happens down the road. So, the only question left is, are you ready?